Hello, welcome to Nourishing Beauty channel. For today's makeup tutorial, I'll be using Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. It's a great line to create really simple and elegant makeup looks. Some of the products that I'm using I got during a Neiman Marcus beauty event, like these two palettes here. So you can't actually buy them, but the colors that I'm using are still available in the permanent line. As I was creating this look, it reminded me of Kate Middleton, and it was rumored that she used Bobbi Brown products for her wedding makeup. So this is kind of a Kate Middleton inspired look. I did change a few colors to suit my skin tone, and I did make it a little bit more dramatic to suit my style, but I really like how it came out, so I hope you guys like it too, and let's get started. I already applied my NARS Sheer Glow Foundation with my Sephora number 56 brush, and I'm not going to powder it because I want it to have more of a natural satin finish. I don't want it to look too powdery and matte. But if you have oily or combination skin, you can powder the T-zone area, which is the forehead, nose, and chin. Then I'm going to use two Bobbi Brown concealers, and they actually have recently been reformulated and repackaged, and so even though I can't compare the new formulas, I can still show you how to apply it. So the first concealer I'm going to use is the Corrector in the color Light Bisque, and these concealers have either a peach or pink undertone, which is supposed to help neutralize the dark circles under your eyes. And so I'm going to use my ring finger. I find that using my finger helps smooth it on a little bit easier, and it doesn't cake up as much. So I just take a little bit on my ring finger, and I only apply it where I have a dark circle. So for me, that's usually at the inner corner. And I just kind of lightly pat it in, and then closer to the lash line. I don't bring it out too much because I don't have any dark circles there. I just want to correct the purple or blue undertones that create that dark shadow. Then on top of the corrector, I'm going to use creamy concealer in the color Warm Ivory, and this also cancels out the dark circles, but it has more of a yellow undertone, so it's also going to help brighten the under eye area. And again, I'm going to use my ring finger to pick up the product. And I like to apply this concealer a little bit lower under the eye area, kind of almost where the cheekbone is, just all along here, and then kind of bring the product up closer to the lash line. I find that it doesn't cake up as much, and it helps brighten all this under eye area. And again, I just pat it in. Now you don't need to use both concealers. It's up to you how much coverage you need and the look you're going for. Sometimes I'll just use the corrector if I want a natural look and I just need minimal coverage, or sometimes I'll use both if I need that extra coverage and I want a brighter look. I also like to use the creamy concealer for any spot coverage that I need on my face, like blemishes, dark spots, redness, things like that. And I just take my MAC 231 brush and just apply it right where I need it, and then pat it in with my finger. The concealers are very creamy, so I definitely suggest setting it with powder, otherwise it'll crease under your eye area and it'll just fade anywhere that you use it on your face. And so I'm just going to use the Bobbi Brown Sheer Finish Loose Powder in the color Pale Yellow. It comes in the creamy concealer kit. The new packaging has the pressed version, but loose or pressed powder is fine, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to use a fluffy kind of eyeshadow brush. This is Smashbox number 10, and I like to actually pat in the powder, kind of pat and roll, so it sets the concealer without disturbing it if I kind of buff it in. And then if there is any extra powder, you can just sweep it away. I do the same thing to set the spot concealing, just pat and roll, and then dust off any excess. For my brows, I wanted them to look defined but still natural, so I used a powder eyeshadow. This is MAC Charcoal Brown, and I just used an angled eyebrow brush to apply. This is Jouer 6OB brush, and I keep the brows in place using MAC Clear Brow Set. From the Bobbi Brown Velvet Plum Eye Palette, I'm going to start with Ivory eyeshadow. It's a matte sheer ivory color, and I'm going to use Trish McEvoy number 40 brush to apply from the lash line all the way up to the brow bone. And this is going to be my kind of base for the eye and to help make the eyeshadows blend a lot easier. I'm also going to pack on a little bit more on the brow bone, as this is going to be my brow bone highlight. Next, I'm going to use Woodrose eyeshadow, which is a matte light taupe color, and I'm going to use my MAC 224 brush and apply it to the socket of the crease as a light contour, just sweeping it back and forth. I'm also going to sweep it underneath the eye. Next, I'm going to use Champagne Quarts Metallic Eyeshadow. It's a metallic pinky champagne color, and I'm using the same brush that I applied the Ivory eyeshadow with, and I'm going to apply this all over the lid, just patting it on, stopping right at the crease. I'm also applying it to the inner corner as my highlight. Next, I'm going to use Velvet Plum Metallic Eyeshadow, which is a shimmery dark black and plum color, and I'm going to use my MAC 217 brush and apply it just on the outer corner of the lid, about like a third of the way, kind of patting it in. And I'm just buffing it in circles to blend. And I don't want to bring it out too far, so I'm just going to stop right at the crease and then just blend out the edges. Then to darken the outer corner of the crease, I'm going to use Smoke eyeshadow. It's a matte black and brown color, and I'm going to use my MAC 214 brush. It's a flat smudger brush, and I'm just going to use the tip of it to kind of create a diagonal line right at the outer corner of the lash line. And I'm going to flick the brush upwards so it fades into that velvet plum color. Next, I'm going to do liner, and I'm using Bobbi Brown Longwear Gel Eyeliner in black ink, and I'm using my MAC 263 brush. It's an angled eyeliner brush, and I like to kind of scrape the product using the brush to get a nice even coating on both sides, and it also helps to kind of flatten the brush hairs so it applies the product more smoothly. And I'm first going to line the upper waterline and kind of wiggle it into the lash roots. This will give an illusion that my lash is a little bit fuller and thicker, and create more of a seamless line when I apply my false lashes. Then I'm going to line the top lash line, and I'm not going to do anything fancy, just draw a medium thickness liner. You can make it a little bit thicker if you like, and even bring it out if you want to for more of a dramatic liner. Then I'm going to draw a thin line on the lower lash line. Then I'm going to use Smoke eyeshadow again, using the same brush that I applied at the outer corner, and I'm going to apply this right on top of the gel eyeliner on the bottom, just to help soften the liner. I don't want it to look too harsh. Just kind of lightly smudging it. Then to open up the eyes, I'm going to use Jouer Eye Clarifier in Clair. It's a matte light nude color, and I'm going to apply it to the bottom waterline. For my false lashes, today I'm using Ardell number 106 Fashion Lashes, and as you can see, they don't have too much length or too much volume, so they give a really natural look. I'm going to apply these off camera, and then I'll move on to cheeks and lips. For the cheeks, I'm first going to use LORAC Perfectly Lit Luminizing Powder in the color Luminous. It's a pale golden champagne color, and I really like this highlight powder because the shimmer is very fine. It just gives a very natural glow to the cheeks, and I think it's great for people who, you know, worry about wearing shimmer on the face and they don't want chunky glitter. They just want a very subtle glow, and it doesn't accentuate pores, and it's actually oil free, so that's, you know, really nice for oily skin. And I was using the tip of my Trish McEvoy blush brush to apply it to the tops of the cheekbones. I'm also going to apply just a little bit on the bridge of the nose. For the cheek color, I'm going to use Bobbi Brown blush in the color Plum. It's a matte pinky plum color, and this is Bobbi Brown's customizable palette that you can basically customize any of the eyeshadows or blushes in here. You just pop out the product from their individual casing and put them in here, and it's great for travel and just to have all of the products in one. And so I'm going to use the same blush brush to apply the plum color, and I'm going to apply it starting from the middle of the cheeks and then blending it forward onto the apples. The last product I'm going to use for the cheeks is Benefit Hoola. It's a matte bronzer, and I'm going to use my MAC 168 brush. This is an angled face brush, and I'm going to use this to contour under my cheekbones just a little bit, just to give a subtle definition. I'm also going to blend it up onto the temples and under the jaw, just for a little bit of color and definition all over the face. For the lips, you can either do a bright, bold color to make the look more dramatic, but I want the lips to have a bit more of a softer look, so I'm going to first use MAC Dervish Lip Pencil. It's a light medium pink, and I'm just going to outline and fill in the entire lip. Then from the Bobbi Brown Pretty Pink Lip Palette, I'm going to use Blondie Pink Lip Color. It's a light medium nude pink color, and I'm just going to use the lip brush that comes with it and apply it all over the lips. That's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys like it. I think this look is not only great just for brides, but also as a daytime work look that can transition to a sophisticated evening look. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.